Are we live?
We made it.
Yeah, live? Not live? All right. Hell of a deal. We're live. Game on. 32 minutes late. Folks, welcome. And thank you so much for tuning in to our first ever streaming broadcast. We're coming to you in real time from the stage of the livest music in Texas, McGonagall's Mucky Duck. My name is Dan Crump, and on behalf of the Duck team, we are so grateful to have you join us. If you're tuned in tonight, chances are good that you're familiar with the Duck family and its iconic presence, not to mention its iconic place in the history of music. For almost 30 years, this stage has been home to thousands of live performances by some of the greatest musicians. This amazing venue has clearly proven the test of time and been incredibly generous to the community along the way. 29 years hosting Toys for Tots, KPFT, the list goes on and on. There's been so many fundraisers over the years, I can't even remember them all. These are obviously unprecedented times, and the Mucky Duck has again risen to the challenge by transforming itself into a takeaway restaurant, a dry goods store, and now with your help, a way to provide a home-cooked meal to its first responders as a way of saying thank you. Tonight, we'll play some tunes, tell some stories, share some history, and help our community. On June 1st, the Mucky Duck celebrates its 30th year in business. On that day, 30 years ago, the very beginning, the Duck welcomed its first performers. Among them was a young singer-songwriter that has since become a legend in his own right here in Texas. I can't think of a more appropriate artist to be on our stage tonight as the first performer in our live stream broadcast. His early works are now on record as part of the Rice University Folk Music Archive. He's been a sideman, a front man, and the man behind the curtain as the owner and producer of the White Cat Studios. It's my honor to introduce your friend and mine, ladies and gentlemen, Jack Saunders.
How you doing, folks? I was 8 at the time when I first played here at
Oh,
the
you're
Duck.
just a pup.
I was very young, 30 years ago, wow.
You look pretty good
Yeah.
for all those miles.
I'll just get right to it and play you a song. Well, I knew a girl, couldn't make up her mind between saying what's in her heart, waiting for another time. She didn't know where to begin, and that's why I was queuing Dixie in. She had a love so big, brought her so much pain. With all these mixed up feelings she couldn't explain. She didn't know where to begin, and that's why I was queuing Dixie in. Queuing Dixie, yeah. Queuing Dixie, whoa. That's why I was queuing Dixie in. Says she wants my advice. Said, here's what I think. You better find yourself some courage. Pour yourself another drink. Stop stumbling around. Walk straight up to him. She needed a shove. I was queuing Dixie in. Queuing Dixie, yeah. Queuing Dixie, whoa. That's why I was queuing Dixie in. Queuing Dixie, yeah. Queuing Dixie, whoa. That's why I was queuing Dixie in. So she turned around at me, looked me straight in the eye, said, ain't no doubt about it, you're the only only one that I wanna be with. So here I am. She needed a shove, I was queuing Dixie in. She said it's me that she loved, as I was queuing Dixie in. Queuing Dixie, yeah, queuing Dixie, whoa. That's why I was queuing Dixie in. Queuing Dixie, yeah, queuing Dixie, whoa. That's why I was queuing Dixie in.
Right on. Well done, Jack. Right now, 20,000 people on the internet are applauding from their living rooms and iPhones, and
we can't see them, but they can see us.
maybe
we
from
know
the bathroom.
Who
knows?
Yeah,
Who knows?
That's right.
So cool
We don't
deal.
want to know that. We don't know.
Well, folks, I want to say, thanks for sticking with us. If you're tuned in right now, we're very grateful. We had a few bumps and bruises getting this thing off the ground, but I think we've taken flight and we're good to go now. We're again grateful for everybody being here, and Jack, I'm so grateful for you being here and being part of this tonight. Thank you for
Lucky Duck's home for me.
Yeah, it's home base for me too. It's totally home base venue for me, big time. So I think maybe it'd be cool for folks that are just discovering Jack Saunders to learn a little bit more about you and where you came from. You live in Houston now, but you didn't always live in Houston, right?
No, I was a Navy brat, and so yeah, we lived all over the place. And then I came here, came to Dallas, and at first, and then I moved to Austin in the early when Willie was there, and Willis Allen Ramsey and a bunch of Cosmic Cowboy kind of acts were. There was a lot of blues stuff. There was a lot of great stuff in Austin. Moved to Austin, and then a friend of mine. It was hard. It was hard to gig in Austin. You know, it really was. There were so many musicians, sort of like it is now. But
it's pretty busy now.
Yeah, there was a great music scene in Houston at the time in Montrose, and so a friend of mine was playing with John Vandiver.
Oh, yeah, I love John
So he said,
Vandiver
"Come
stuff.
on up," and came up the first week. Shake Russell was playing in a local club and was hanging out playing with him and Danny Everett, and I got my own gig. A guy named John Moss booked me in. Hey, John, I know you're probably watching tonight, but thanks a lot for kind of helping me out in those early days. He was working at the Green Room, and he was Shake and Dana's manager.
Oh, is that right? Where's the Green Room? Was that in
That was downtown.
Dallas, or?
That was close to Jones Hall. It was right next door to Jones Hall.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so I started playing these local clubs in Montrose, Theodore's Corky's, Houlihan's old place, where a lot of these kind of early acts from Lucinda, so many people that were around in those old days.
Oh, do some name dropping, man. This is great.
Yeah.
So I was hanging out with you one time at the studio, and you were telling me about time you guys went out to San Francisco when you were like, what, 16? You're a kid. You're in a van.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, it was me and my
Crazy.
cousin. My cousin was from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I came down from Adak, Alaska for the summer. And I had an acoustic guitar, an old Yamaha acoustic guitar, and he had a Hammond B3 organ with a Leslie. I don't know if you know what that is, but that's like a
very
church
portable instrument.
Church organ. It filled up the whole van. So we took an Econoline van, and me with my acoustic, him with his B3 and his Leslie cabinet, and we had 3 cases of sea rations and about $20 in our pocket, and we drove out to San Francisco to be stars. So.
Now, folks, if you don't know what a sea ration is, that's what
Yeah.
the military used to eat back before MREs, in like World War II, and you used to have a little special tool to,
Right.
well, can opener to get into that thing.
Yeah, that was.
You kids are crazy.
We
man.
didn't need to eat, We had music.
Living on the music, man. Love. San Francisco.
Yeah, just rolling with it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
But you landed in Houston.
Yeah. landed in Houston coming, I went back to Alaska and finished my senior year in high school. And I met a bunch of people in Texas while I was around that summer in Dallas. There were quite a few people playing in houses and things like that. And I had written some songs because I'd been in Alaska, this little island at the end of the Aleutian chain called Adak, which was not far from Siberia. It was the furthest west city in America. It was really secluded. So there was nothing to do there.
Easier to get a gig, though, right?
Yeah. I did play the local coffee house. I was kind of a star there because there was nobody else. No, but that's where I learned how to write.
Good strategy, really. I heard Hayes Caller did that down in Galveston.
Yeah. And a lot of people do that in Lubbock. You know where I'm talking about.
I used to play at a place called One in a Million.
Yeah.
In Lubbock. It's one of my first gigs.
Uh-huh.
I got tunnel vision. I was trying to cover an Eagles song, and I just I thought I was going to pass out. Margarita's got me through.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I digress.
No.
Apologize. I interrupted your train of thought.
No. So I just came to Texas and started playing. When I came to Houston, there were a lot of gigs. There were tons of gigs, and started playing with a lot of local songwriters. And I'd written some songs, so me and a couple of guys were backing up everybody too, because I play so many different instruments. I play bass with Danny Everett, or there's a guy named Peter Gorsh that was around that lives in Nashville now, and the two of us would back a lot of songwriters up, and then I would do my own night. So that was a pretty healthy scene back there. You could actually make some money. You could make a living, which was like pretty cool back then. So I moved to Houston, and I've been here ever since.
Cool. Man, we're so lucky to have you here in town. I know I am. You're a music mentor for so many of us out there. I mean, I've got friends of mine. I know Gordy Quist, now with the band of Heathens, he started out with you. My buddy John Evans, he started out with you way back in the day. The list goes on and on. So anyway, you want to do another song?
Sure.
Cool.
I'll do a song I've actually never done before. I was thinking about this song by Eliza Gilkinson, and one of the things that musicians have lost is, traveling around, that whole lifestyle of jumping in a tour bus or a van. Yeah. With some sea rations and
yeah, it's tougher.
Or just a rental car, and just driving around from town to town, and that whole lifestyle. People now, all the musicians are kind of just hanging, and they have a virtual. The virtual road is the one they travel these days. So this is a Eliza Gilkinson song. It's called "The Beauty Way," which is about that lifestyle. My daddy made a pretty damn good living playing music on the beauty way. He's gonna die with some money in his pocket. Wish I could say the same today, little darling. Wish I could say the same today. Played the clubs along the Saunders, the crystals, polished a diamond in the rough. By the time I got to LA, I was hotter than a pistol. But you're never hot enough, little darling. You're never really hot enough. Doe-eyed kid with a little transistor, tuned in a Wolfman Jack. Picked up a guitar, heard the sirens whisper, but I never looked back, little darling. I never looked back. I felt the lights on the big, big stages, fire burning in my soul. I've had nights when my guitar rages, but it's not something you control, little darling. It's not something you control. Little darling, red-tailed diving for a ride at sunset, coyote digging through the trash. I wish that I was lying like a cat in the sun instead of working like a dog for the cash. Little darling, I'm only working for the cash. Sometimes I wish that I could unplug this cord. The soul of my money I could save. But every time I say I'm gonna quit the beauty way, I hear my bones turning in their grave. Little darling, bones turning in their grave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Little darling, little darling.
Woo! All right. Jack Saunders, folks. Good stuff, man.
That's a good song.
That's a really good song. Do you know Eliza very well?
I don't. I played with her brother, Tony, with Randy. Played with him in a few gigs.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Great guitar player.
Right on. Yeah, but I'm a fan of hers. She's really great. So we got started a little late tonight. I was hoping to spend a little more time talking about what the Mucky Duck is doing. The Duck looks a little different if you come here for a regular gig. There's quite an inventory of T-shirts spread out. There's probably quite a bit to choose from on the website, but they also have dry goods for what they heard. I think folks needed was flour and cooking oil and salt and that kind of thing. So check out the website. There's a lot of dry goods available. We're doing this really as a bit of a cause to feed the front line. I was party to a group of folks last week that we were able to buy lunch for some of the first responders and some of the healthcare professionals here in Houston, and deliver some food to these folks. And you should have seen them light up. It was really amazing to see their faces, and they were very grateful to know that people are remembering them. And you have an opportunity tonight to, if you'd like to order a meal for a first responder, all you got to do is, I think there's a link down below. It's either down below. It's probably down below. I'm going to point down, and click there, and feel free to make a donation to the fund, and we'll buy a first responder a meal. So far, I think that we've delivered meals to MD Anderson, Kelsey Siebold, probably Houston Methodist, and more. I'm certain of it, and more to come. So it's our way of saying thank you and giving back to the community. And that's just kind of what the Duck does. It's
why we're here tonight.
It's an incredible place. And before we got started, Jack and I had about 30 minutes to just kind of hang here and talk about the history of the Duck and how much it's changed over the last 30 years. So I said in the intro, you were the first performer. You were the first artist to play the Duck stage. Is that right? Back in 30 years ago, June 1st?
I played here with Shake and Dana, I believe.
Is that right?
I believe it was the trio.
Did you guys actually play the stage, or did you play out on the deck?
I think we played the stage. We used to play Red Lion. Rusty and Teresa had the Red Lion, and so we played there. And then when they moved over here, started the place with credit cards and got it rolling. And
it's an incredible story. They literally started with toaster ovens, riding the whole thing on credit cards, and goodwill and some friends. I think Wayne Wilkerson helped them build the bar. It's such a great story, and it's evolved so much. It's so nice. I mean, I was telling you earlier, we're both pretty tall guys, and when I first played here, I played an open mic on a Monday night, and the lights were so low back then because the ceiling was a lot lower.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Broken Spoke kind of thing, where the lights were right in your eye. Anyway, so I was wondering what else you got to play for us, man. What's coming up?
Yeah, I can play you another tune. Here's a tune about waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and go, who the hell is that? Kind of thing. So, a song called Mustache on the Mona Lisa.
Oh.
that I've changed, that I look a bit deranged. If they knew what I've been through, they wonder how I'd make it to the end of another crazy day. Even I don't recognize myself. Pull my mask down from the shelf. Try to act like nothing's wrong, smile and sing a happy song, but really I am just a sad cliche. And they say I look out of place, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa, and it's painted on my face, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa. All you guitar players, help me out here. I'm half the man I used to be, and if you look twice then you'll agree that there's something strange about the sad and twisted lonely lout, pretending all the while that he is me. And they say I look out of place, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa, and it's painted on my face, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa. And they say I look out of place, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa. It's painted on my face, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa, like a mustache on the Mona Lisa.
Right on, right on.
Well, thanks.
That's cool.
I think we have a dance floor right here.
Yeah, we got plenty of room.
Yeah,
Plenty of room tonight. Woo!
Swing.
Good times. Good times. So, as I mentioned, the Duck has evolved tremendously over the years. Used to be beer and wine only.
That's right.
And now
Not too long ago.
they serve whiskey. I could be served right now if somebody had the inclination to do so. Anyway, so it's my favorite room in the world to play, and it's just home. You know, I always know I can come to the Mucky Duck and see a friendly face, whether it's Shane or Joe or you. And I've seen some of the best music of my life right here in this room, and I think back to some of those shows, and it's incredible. I'll name drop a little.
Yeah, go for it.
One of my favorite shows, Rodney Crowell, great show. Let's see who else. Gabe Mouth Brown, Guy Clark, Greg Trooper, phenomenal. You were in the band that night.
I played.
You've been in that band a lot.
Greg Trooper.
Yeah, man. He's great. He's great. Who's one of your favorite shows?
Richard Thompson.
The Richard Thompson
got
show.
Richard here one time.
He was spilling over.
I told the Mucky Duck, I said, you got to get this guy. I don't know if we can, but so we got Richard. Yeah.
I didn't see.
I was sitting right there.
Were you sitting right there?
Yeah.
For
I
real?
said, if you get Richard in, I got to have front row.
I used to bring girls here on dates, and I'd like, hey, Rusty, can you get me a good seat? And they always thought I really had stroke because I could get that table. It was
All right.
awesome. I saw Radney Foster here, I don't know, 100 times from that table. It's great. It's great. Levon Helm, were you here for that show?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't get to see that show. What was that like?
It was good. He was kind of ill at the time, you know.
Oh,
He was,
really?
yeah, but I think he did good. I think he was in a good spot, and he was playing.
Yeah.
He was playing really well. You know, yeah.
What about Towns Van Zandt?
Towns, I would see Towns around when we first came to Theodore's, you know. One of the first times I was in Theodore's, he was in the back bar, took the shirt off his back and was said, I'm betting the shirt off my back on something. I forget what it was, but yeah, it's the first time I met Towns. And then we did shows with him. We did shows with the Texas Opry House was another club that was a real nice, large venue that was in Montrose also. And we did a show with Towns there and Austin and things like that. But he was around. He was one of those characters that was around early on.
Oh, that's cool. That's so cool. And I mean, for folks that are tuned in that you're not aware of what the Mucky Duck is to the music scene, I mean, if you're a singer-songwriter, whether you're from Nashville or L.A. or New York, and you're traveling across this part of the Southwest, you're probably going to play this stage because it makes the most sense, or this is the stage you covet and you want to play as you're on your way to maybe Austin or Dallas to play like Poor David's Pub or something like that. But it's such an incredible stage. And Leon Russell, were you here for that show?
I was not. Were you?
Yeah, no, I missed that show.
No?
I was probably not hip enough at the time to know who Leon Russell was. I've since I've discovered the Duck, and I came in here to buy tickets one night. I can't even remember exactly who it was. It was lunchtime, actually, and I ordered some lunch, and I was like, oh, my God, the food here is amazing. And I started coming here every day on my way home from work. I worked downtown mostly, and I'd stop here. I was single, and I didn't really cook that much. And so I just started coming here, and Bonnie's cooking was so good that I took up residence at the bar and started tying up an outlet for my laptop, so much so that they ended up putting a laptop plug, or I call it a laptop plug. They put a plug over here in this booth so that I can plug my laptop in and get out of their way, I think. But it's such a cool place. But I got to tell you, my favorite night here of many. Well, there's a lot of nights. I leg wrestled an NFL football player here right on the stage one time.
Really?
I did.
I did not know that.
I did indeed, and he kicked my ass twice. You guys remember that? Anyway, I'll keep his name anonymous. He is a total prince of a guy, super cool guy. So it's okay. Oh, he kicked my ass. He's 20 years older than I am. Brilliant guy. But my favorite night, I came here and Zach Brown walked in the door, and this is back before Zach Brown was like Zach Brown, and he was opening up for, I think, John Corbett. Do you remember Northern Exposure, that TV show? So they were the opening act.
Oh,
and they were incredible. I'm sure John was great. I didn't really pay that much attention to John's show, to be totally honest. John, I'm so sorry if you were watching. But wow, man, the Zach Brown show, that was incredible. And he still comes back through once in a while, I hear. So at least he's called it out a few times in interviews and things, which is cool. Something else, since we're on this topic, I want to tell you about The Wall after your next song, but I'll let you set up this next song.
Oh, okay. Let's see what I should do.
I won't tell you about The Wall. You've signed The Wall. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I guess I've signed that. That wall's been around a long time. But there you go.
Hey, biggest
fan
dogs
right
out
there. Hey, Get a Dog. Okay,
Get a Dog.
Well, all right. I just had a request.
You got to do that one.
I got a new song called Get a Dog. Dogs are great, and one of the greatest things about dogs is you can be a total jerk, and dog will just love you, So
It happens.
that's what I got the idea for this song. Don't call me if you're feeling lonely, get a dog. Don't you come around, find yourself a hound, get a dog. Who is better company than you were to me, get a dog. Don't come barking up the street no more, get a dog. don't you come sniffing round me no more. Get a dog. You won't find me crying on a cold tile floor. Get a dog. 'Cause a dog will forgive you when you've been a jerk. So glad to see you when you're home from work. But you better treat it nice, that's all I can say, or I'm gonna call the ASPCA. You've been running round with every stray in town. Get a dog. In the morning you come back after running with the pack. Get a dog. Begging me again to let you come back in. Get a dog. Ah, ooh. Get a dog. Get a dog. Find yourself a mutt, a pooch or a pup. Get a dog. If you need a best friend, you can start again. Get a dog. He won't feel like a sap when he's sitting on your lap. Get a dog. 'Cause a dog will forgive you when you've been a jerk. So glad to see you when you're home from work. But you better treat it nice, that's all I can say, or I'm gonna call the ASPCA. You've been running round with every stray in town. Get a dog. In the morning you'll be back after running with the pack. Get a dog. Begging me again to let you come back in. Get a dog. Ah, ooh. Get a dog. Get a dog.
You got that on hold for Taylor Swift, right? That'd be a good one for her.
Would it?
Well,
okay.
Or Lucinda.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll give you a cut.
Yeah. I'll help broker the deal. I got a friend of a friend that has a friend.
You know Zach Brown?
Actually, we've hung out.
Yeah.
I just want you to know we've done illegal things.
No, you leg wrestled or anything?
No, we didn't do that.
Okay.
We didn't do that, but we have done illegal things. And he's just a prince of a guy. Super, super nice guy. So, yeah, man. So where did that song come from?
That's
a good song. That's a very clever song. I think the ASPCA needs a theme song, and I think that's it.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. I have no idea where that came from.
Okay. Inspiration, sometimes it comes from nowhere, no idea.
Yeah.
Where does your inspiration come from when you're conscious of it? Whiskey?
Probably try not to think about it, and it comes out. That's the best. You know, when you think too
is.
hard, then
You're a morning guy when you write?
yeah.
I think a lot of people wonder how you do it. How do you write songs?
I like writing in the morning,
craft?
getting started in the morning, just because you're kind of close to that dream state, and you know, it's a lot easier just to kind of riff, and then you can spend the rest of the day with craft. You know, by the time you wake up and you got to do some chores and stuff like that. You know, you've kind of lost it, so you can just craft the song the rest of the day. So that's what works for me. How about you, Dan? You're a songwriter. What?
Sometimes whiskey is involved.
Yeah.
I wrote a song called She Likes Shoes one time, and here's how it started. It started in this very bar, so that's a great segue.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dating this lovely young lady, and I came in here. We had broken up, and I came in here, and Shane was bartending, and I'm sitting at the bench at the end of the bar, and he says, "Hey, man, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm not doing too good." He's like, "Oh, yeah? well, where's that pretty girl you've been dating? I was like, well, that's why I'm not doing so good. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You guys broke up. I said, yeah, man, we broke up. It was bad. He's like, oh. And I don't think he knew what else to say. So he's like, well, what's she like? I said, well, she likes shoes. And so, that's how the tag came on that song. And so I sat here all night, got a ride home. Just saying, I got a ride home. Good. And the next morning, I woke up, took a shower, and wrote out the rest of it on the bathroom mirror.
Oh, wow. Did you give Shane a cut?
Yeah. Shane, yeah, right. Yeah. Word for third, Shane. I didn't know you were still here, man.
Yeah, man.
You kind of short poured me on this last one, bro. I mean, come on. Come on, G. Yeah. Anyway, so.
What about that wall?
What about the so there's if you haven't been to the Duck, you haven't been to the Duck in a long time, or you don't know the Duck the way we know the Duck. There's just such cool history here. There's a guy named Texas Red, Ray Redding. We love
Ray.
Hey Ray.
Hey Ray.
You're out there. We love you, man. It's been a while.
Absolutely.
So Ray has taken just tons and tons of photographs of performers over the last 20, 30 years, and they won't even all fit on the wall, but there's this rotating. There's a wall over here with a ton of black and white photos of a lot of the performers that have played here, but this is probably not even a quarter of them, I would guess. But sometimes on a very, very, very special night after loadout, after everybody has had their shift drink and everything, the owners of this fine establishment will invite an artist to sign the wall. And I'll try to get this in the shot. I'm not sure. Hopefully, Noble, you can cue us in. Noble Evans here is our videographer this evening. Thank you for doing what you do, Noble. But it's such a cool thing. And I discovered this. I'm gonna unmic here real quick, or uncradle, I should say, just so I can get this in, because this is kind of the behind the music, behind the scenes stuff. So I mentioned the Zach Brown thing, right? So we hung out here like all afternoon, and he was a good boy, but I would drink all afternoon. And we ended up seeing the show, hanging out. Then we're watching John's show. And later on, I invited Zach to come over and sign this wall. A lot of people don't even realize this wall is here, but this goes all the way around the stage at the Mucky Duck. And I think this someday will be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But, I mean, I'm looking right here. Here's Bernie Ledden, one of the founding members of the Eagles. But Zach Brown's on here. I mean, there's just so many people. J.J. Cale. There's J.J. Cale right there from 2002. I mean, it's so cool. And I think I might have had just enough whiskey where I signed this somewhere. Hopefully they don't hold that against me. But anyway, such a cool little piece of history. And there's so many nuggets like that here at the Duck. Right. They've done such an incredible job of putting together this amazing venue. Oh, our slip's showing here. To get that right. They changed the curtain to black, by the way. It looks really good. It's very nice. I think it used to be red. So anyway, well, we got a little more time for some music. You want to
do another
tell
song?
Us about a song? What you got coming up, man?
All right. I know a lot of people are going through changes these days, so I got a song about going through changes.
Oh, that's good.
It's a lot of times they're hard to do. It's just finding a place to start. So I got this song called A Real Good Place to Start. Got my pen here in my hand, and a notion that I don't yet understand. Fools refrain from a poet's heart. Who's looking for a real good place to start? Travel down a winding road. What is up ahead I can never know, but I'll put my horse before my cart and climb aboard. That's a real good place to start. I don't really know where it's gonna go from here. Who really does? Drifting on a dream, something shakes us. Is it worth the waking up? So I lean to the wind, trying not to look back to where I've been. They say that change is the hardest part. For me, it's finding a real good place to start. I don't really know where it's gonna go from here. Who really does? Drifting on a dream, something shakes us. Is it worth the waking up? I got my pen here in my hand, and a notion that I don't yet understand. Fools refrain from a poet's heart. Who's looking for a real good place to start? Fools refrain from a poet's heart. Who's looking for a real good place to start?
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
That
Well, it
is
just comes
incredible.
from going through changes, and
Man.
just kind of like everybody's doing right now.
So, I know you've taken some time. Your studio is evolving a lot,
Right.
White Cat Studios, and I know you've been taking this opportunity to remix and
Right.
and work on your back catalog. And I was lucky enough, Jack let me borrow a CD the other day to a CD. I still have a player, and you let me listen to what you've been working on. But I don't remember that song being in there.
That's not one that's in there.
Oh
so,
my gosh,
yeah.
that song is
Thanks, man.
took my breath away. That's such a really good song.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I just put like 20 songs. I remixed about 20 tunes, and so I'm going to put like an essentials record out. Just one of those things where you got all this time now. So,
man.
and everybody's just chilling out and being safe. So I thought I would work every day, one song a day. So that got me through about 20 days. And
Well, please include that one in the Essentials album. I
Oh,
think
okay.
that's
Okay.
gosh, that's a hit, man. That's a great song.
well, I don't know if I know what a hit is, but
Well.
thanks.
Only in blackjack for me. Wow, where are we?
This has
So,
been fun.
I want to mention again, if you're just tuning in, this is we're doing this as a cause to feed the front line, and I've been on the delivery end of this myself to see the reaction from the folks on the front line whenever they get a home cooked meal from the Mucky Duck. And if you've
Really
never
helpful.
had the pot pie or the beef Guinness or any of the amazing food here, it is so delicious. They make everything from scratch. It's just incredible food, and they have an amazing wine list. Years ago, Michael Andrews, their son, an amazing artist in his own right, he built a wine room in the back. Used to be the art room, and they got into wine, and boy, they have got a killer wine list.
Yeah.
But and Jack, I don't know if you know this or not, but Jack wants to do this for free. We told him, come on, Jack, we'll give you a little something. He's like, no, I'm going to do it for free. We did set up a tip jar for you, whether you want to or not. There's a tip jar down below. I know that your PayPal, I know the handle, so it's down below. So please, if you feel compelled to give back to the cause, I mean, all of our artists in the artist community are, they're missing being out on the road and doing what they do, which is making music and performing for people and making people happy. So please, just the tip, as they say. Just the tip. Tip of my finger. So
Seabiscuit in the fourth.
Seabiscuit in the fourth. Right on, man. You got any more songs in that guitar of yours, brother?
Well, since you're talking about wine, I could kind of wrap it up with a wine song.
That'd be perfect. Yeah. Well, you got to do one more, but the one I can't forget.
Okay.
But do the wine song first, because I love the wine song. This is a sing-along if I ever heard one. And if this room was full, like it normally is, during a Jack Saunders show.
Okay, well,
this is a great song.
It's a song called Wine 30, and it's Wine 30. It's different for everybody, It's usually about 9:30 is Wine 30 for me.
Not at my house.
Well, yeah, I get sleepy if I start drinking it too early. So if I wait till 9:30, then I get all energized. And so I'll probably be visiting that wine room a little bit later. And I know Teresa is here tonight, and she's got a glass of wine at the end of the bar. So this goes out to you, Teresa, and everybody. So pour yourself a glass of wine. Come on, break out the bottle, 'cause it's Wine 30. It's been a long day now, ready to play. It's Wine 30. Every time, 9:30, it's a Wine 30. Little red grapes, all the fruits of my labor. After working all day just to pull in this trailer, there's a roadhouse south of Seminole and a cheap hotel right across the road, where we'll break out the bottle, 'cause it's Wine 30. It's been a long day now, ready to play. It's Wine 30. Every time, 9:30, it's a Wine 30. Well, I'm just a few miles east of San Antonio. My rig's a little heavy, so I gotta move slow. Steady she goes, 'cause I'm burning the gas. Every four-wheeler keeps trying to pass. Well, it won't be long till I'm a-winding her down. Quick hot shower, then I'm out on the town. Tomorrow, Houston, then New Orleans. I'm gonna make it home to my baby, it seems, yeah. Well, we'll break out the bottle, 'cause it's Wine 30. It's been a long day now, ready to play. It's Wine 30. Every time, it's 9:30. That's when I'll be feeling fine, 'cause it's Wine 30. Yeah, it's Wine 30.
I love it. I love it.
And the dance floor is full.
I love it. I think it's perfect, man. I tell you, the wine distributors and winemakers of the world have probably never seen profits the way they see right
Yeah,
now.
that's
Everybody
right.
I know is,
Yeah.
oh, it's Wine 30.
Yep.
I was talking to a buddy of mine, Travis, earlier today, and he was telling me Yeah, man, it's like out of the 50s or something. Kids are riding the bikes and dogs are running, and we're having a happy hour in the yard, drinking wine every night at 5:30. So that's a perfect song for what I originally was going to call this the COVID concert series, but I think I got vetoed on that. Right? That's not. We're calling it "Feed the Front Line." Actually, is I believe what we're going to call this live streaming broadcast that's going to come to you every Wednesday night. Till further notice, it's 7 p.m. Wednesday nights, the Feed the Front Line concert series live from McGonagall's Mucky Duck.
That's what it's all about.
It's very, very cool. So that song that I just can't forget, I mean, it's...
Which one?
It's I've Got a Thing for You, man.
Oh, yeah.
Where did that come from?
A long time ago. I don't know where that came from.
Come on.
No
it came
idea
from
where that
somewhere.
came
You
from.
know where it came from.
I don't.
Is it something you write for your
you
wife?
just kind of, no, you just make it up. Yeah, I wrote it for my wife.
There you go. Well, see, helping a buddy out, man.
Yeah.
My wife's watching.
Yeah. No, I really can't remember. I don't think there was anything in particular. It just kind of came out, you know?
Well, that's a really good one, and I got to tell you. So I just finished doing a record with Jack. Jack produced it, played all over it. Sounds amazing. It's mastered. Jerry Tubb with Terra Nova. Hi to those folks at Terra Nova. They're good folks. So it's mastered. We just got to get around to putting some artwork together and putting that thing out, and then we'll do a CD release party right here from this stage at McGonagall's Mucky Duck.
Yeah, we'll have 4 or 5 people. No.
Yeah, we'll get at least 4 or 5 people, and then we'll do it online because it worked out so well tonight. Super, right on time, just like the record release. Anyway, he's an amazing producer. He's an amazing friend. He's amazing as an instrumentalist, songwriter. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Saunders. I mean, you're such a prince, man. I really appreciate you doing this.
Thanks, Dan. Glad to do it. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, so cool, super cool. And before we roll out of here with this last song, do you mind doing that song, by the way, or do you had something else in mind? Would you want to do something else? I just want to say, folks, again, we really appreciate it. This is all about feeding the front line, the people that are out there risking their lives so that we can stay home and stay safe and keep our hospitals under capacity and make sure that we flatten the curve. I think that we're probably halftime in this entire terrible pandemic, but hopefully we can get a little further along if everybody stays home and keep our front line fed. They're working hard for you and
support the duck.
Support the duck. It does a lot of things.
Do.
I mean, the duck, by the way. I mean, this is the touchstone for live music here in Houston. Yeah. In my humble opinion, this is the most important venue in the country. But I'm a little. I love this place, but definitely in Houston, this is like one of the most influential places to play, and it has done a lot for musicians. I think of Hayes Carl and John Evans and so many people that have come, Gordy Quist and
Bruce Robinson.
Oh, the Dixie Chicks. That was another great show, but I had a crush on one of the chicks. That may be why I liked it so much. Anyway, so Susan Gibson played here. She wrote Wide Open Space. She plays here all the time, actually, when she's touring. But we want to do more of what we're doing. So please help support the Duck by supporting our front line and buy a meal for them. But feel inclined, wouldn't hurt to tip our buddy here, Jack Saunders. And we will have more artists coming up for you over the next several weeks. We've got an exciting group of folks that are willing to participate and subject themselves to that stool and be part of a night with us. So anyway, with that said, I'll let you take us out, Jack. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks for Dan Crump for
my pleasure.
emceeing it.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Back, but you never stayed. But it doesn't matter anyway, 'cause all I know is that you're here today, and I've got a thing for you. A little wild and underfed, I never know what's going through your head, 'cause I don't care, 'cause like I said, I got a thing for you. Anywhere the wind may blow, that's where you go to. Makes no difference, 'cause I know, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Yeah, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Hey baby, you're a hell of a sight. I gotta tell you that you are like bottle rocket on a clear blue night. I've got a thing for you. You're as warm as the summer sand, and then the tide goes out again. Yes, I'll have to have you when I can, 'cause I've got a thing for you. Anywhere the wind may blow, that's where you go to. Makes no difference, 'cause I know, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Yeah, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Another coffee, guess I slept too late. Woke me up when you close the gate. But one day you'll be back and I just can't wait. And I've got a thing for you. No one's ever gonna hold you down. You keep it rolling from a town to town. Sweetest little tumbleweed that I've found. I've got a thing for you. Anywhere the wind may blow, that's where you go to. Makes no difference, 'cause I know, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Yeah, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you. Whoa, pretty baby, I've got a thing for you.
Oh, love that song. Great song. Such a cool song. I think we should get Fjorn Zolfager to sing that song.
Oh, yeah?
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah,
I think that a female vocal on that would be awesome.
that'd be good. Okay.
So, hi to Fjorn if you're watching. So, cool deal. Rusty, do we know who's coming next week, who our guest artist is? No kidding? Is that confirmed for real? Okay, well,
That sounds very confirmed.
I do believe it. How ironic would it be? Your
Yeah.
your partner in crime way back in the day.
There you go.
Shake Russell will be our guest artist next week, so we look forward to that. Wow, that's something else. Huh.
Tune in. 7
Tune
o'clock.
in, 7 p.m. Wednesday night, live from the Mucky Duck. My name's Dan Crump. Thank you so much for coming. Jack Saunders, folks.
Thank
y'all
y'all.
have a great evening. Stay safe. Love you guys. Take care.
Good night.
And we're out. Maybe we're not out. Keep it clean. I was thinking about Fjorn.